Today, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to tame an Ankylosaurus. We're going to tame this guy right here, the little 150 female Anky, right? So when you actually go to tame an Ankylosaurus, you're going to need a couple of things, right? So let's go look into my bird to see what exactly you need, right? So first thing that you are going to need is going to be a crossbow. You can do this with a bow and arrow, but I just recommend a crossbow. It'd be so much easier. You're going to want tranquilizing arrows. Dodex says you can do it with 27. But my experience is you need more than that. Plus Arc's Arc, you know, game de-renders, lags a lot, whatever. So even 30's kind of chintzy, but that's at least what I'd bring. Next is a spyglass, because you always want to make sure that you're taming a high level of dinosaurs for 98% of the dinosaurs you tame in this game. And that's no different than Ankylosaurus, because you want to get this guy as high level as possible for the stuff that you're going to be using them for, such as metal farming. And next is regular kibble. Or meho berries. Really, anyone works. If you're unofficial, doesn't. I mean, if I wouldn't wait to get regular kibble to go tame this guy. If you have mehos, just do it. Or if you have regulars, take it. It only takes 8 regular kibbles to actually tame a 150 Ankylosaurus. Hold on, let me just pop this RG real quick. Right, and yeah, and then you just go out and just start shooting him. Now you can't boulder this guy. You can billboard trap it, but they just walk so slow, so it's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at this. I'm walking around this guy and just completely dusting him. But yeah, so and see, I just missed. Is exactly why I bring more than what you're supposed to. This RG wants some smoke. But yeah. So anyways, it's just a little simple knockout tame. He doesn't have a multiplier, so you know you could shoot him in the back and it does the exact same thing as shooting him in the head, so don't worry. You know, just lay your shots into him until he goes down. Alright, so we are currently at like 35 tranquilizing or arrows is what it took to knock this guy out, so a little bit more than what Dodex says you need. Right, so when you actually go to tame this guy, just a simple knockout tame. He's a berry eater. Like I said, you can use either meho berries or regular kibble. If you're using meho berries on an official server, it's going to take an hour and a half to tame this guy. And you will need a little bit of narcotics because it takes an hour and a half to tame, but they wake up in an hour and 7 minutes. So you need, like, you know, a little bit worth of narcotics just to keep them sedated for a little bit longer. If you're using regular kibble, no narcotics needed. It takes 20 minutes to tame this guy with 8 regular kibble at a perfect 150. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. No narcotics, just all regular kibble. We'll get right back to you when he wakes up. All right, perfect. So he's up, right? So when your Ankylosaurus is actually up, the very first thing you should do is get levels on him, right? And all the beginners make this mistake. Don't make this mistake, please. And that's pump weight into your Ankylosaurus, right? Your Ankylosaurus takes an 85 weight reduction and 85% weight reduction when it comes to raw metal. For example, here's 300 pounds worth of metal, turns to 45, which is absolutely insane, right? But even with this weight reduction, you don't want to pump weight. And you're probably like, what do you mean? And here's the secret, right? Is this little guy right here is your whip. Because with your whip, you could still move the dinosaur even if he's completely overweight. I don't even know if this will, I don't think this will put him overweight. But here, let me put a saddle on him. It didn't. But hypothetically, if he's just overweight, right, and you can't move him anymore, you just move him with the whip to where you want to go, and you whack, right? You'd hop off, and boom, right? And that way, you can get way more metal, stone, whatever, than what his weight would actually be able to allow. Right, now the Ankylosaurus is also one of the best farming dinosaurs in the entire game, right? These guys are, you know, they can pretty much gather almost anything at the top of the line. For instance, ambergris, they're the #1 in the game. Element shards, #1 in the game for gathering element shards. For element ore, #1 in the game. For metal, they're #2 behind the Magmasaurus. But, you know, that's not, you know, a Magmasaurus is kind of difficult to get early game, right? So, best early game metal farmer right here. They're #1 in the game for farming red gems. #3 in the game for farming obsidian and crystal. #1 in the game for farming flint, clay. I mean, they're just absolutely phenomenal. Not to mention, they're also pretty good at getting oil, which is number 5 in the game, and mutagel, right? And they can also gather berries. Not the best at gathering berries, but they can get berries. So this is like, you know, instead of, you know, if you're very early game, you could just grab, if you see one of these guys, just grab them. That way you can use it to go tame other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely beautiful, beautiful dinosaur. Everybody in your Arc Wipe should at least 1 point have an Ankylosaurus. And just, you know, my opinion. Mining drills are good, but Ankylosaurus with an RG and with a, you know, with an RG farming around, you have your buddy on an RG and you just sit there as he picks you up. Going around on farming runs is just, nothing beats that early game, till the point where you get to actually be able to go to Aberration with a Magmasaur and just start clearing that out, or its X-Strider. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. If not, no worries, and may God bless you all.